Welcome back to Uncle Pythagoras YouTube page. Today we are going to do grade 11 physics. This is a type of questions for exams. In the question read as follows. This is about forces. 3 coplanar forces F1, F2 and F3 of magnitude 6 newtons, 3 newtons and 4 newtons respectively act on an object. This is the illustration. This is F1, 6 newtons, F2, 3 newtons, F3, 4 newtons. This F3 acts at an angle of 45 degrees. Now let's come and do the solution here. Here you are going to use the table. You use the table. Before we can use the table, these are the questions. The first question is define a resultant force. In physics, in science, whether chemistry or physics, the whole concept, they want you to find the definition first of what you are doing with. So let's see the definition. Define the resultant force. Number 2, calculate the resultant force. Number 3, calculate the direction of the resultant force. Right, let's define the resultant force. Question 1. Define a resultant force. A resultant force is the sum total of vectors acting on an object. Sum total of vectors, let me just specify something here. Sum total of 2 or more vectors acting on an object. 2 marks. Number 2, they say calculate the resultant force. So here you are going to use the table method. Let's do this. You're going to tell the marker that you consider the component of x and y. Right. You are coming to say vector say, let's put a vector here. Vector. Let's skip this side. I want it to be clear to everybody. Let's say this part of vector, we put it here underneath vector. We have the vector of F1 equals to 6 Newton. We have the vector of F2, which is 3 newtons. We have the vector of F3, which is 4 newtons. Right, this is what we all have. Now you come to the force F1, this one, F1. If you can check this F1, it is going vertical. So in the vertical, in the y component, we have 6 newtons. In the x, horizontal, we have 0 newtons. We come to F2. F2 is horizontal. So at y is 0 newtons. At x it's 3 newtons. Now, when we come here at F3, F3 here, it is 4 newtons. So for y, let's start at x. At x, you see, this is the Cartesian plane. It is like this. For y here is positive y. For x here it's positive x. For y here it's negative y. For x here it's negative x. If you can check, this x is positive this side. So the F4 is acting, the x-axis of this F4 is going to be positive 3 newtons. The cos of 45 degrees. Then we come at the y component. The y component is below the x-axis. So everything below the x-axis is negative y. So we're going to say negative 3 newtons, a sine of 45. Now you can find after here, you can say this is a result. This is the resultant. So for this resultant, we are going to graph 0 plus 3n plus this. So here let's graph F1 is 6, right? This vector is 6. Ft. Now this is 4 newtons. We are not going to use 3 here. It's 4. It's 4 here also. Four cos 45 and 4 sine 45. Now we are going to sum up the whole thing. You come and say 0 plus 3, which is 3. Get the calculator. You say 3 plus 4 cos 45. A 4 cos of 45 4 cos 45 is equals to 2,67. Let's say it's 2,67. This. Alright, let's go together. You say 4, the cos of 45, you get a 2,82. Plus 3, which is 5, the 2 comma the calculator is somehow okay. Let's take 2 comma this we get 5 comma 82. Right, we come for this one. For y, we are going to add 6 plus minus 4 sine 45. So we take a minus 4 sine 45 minus 4 sine 45. It's 2 comma negative 2 comma 82 is negative. You add 6, so you are going to get a negative and a positive. You are going to get a 4 comma 82. 3,17. Otherwise, my calculator is not working properly. This is 3,17. 3,17. Now, this is what we have for resultant. As soon as you can sum up the x-axis and the y-axis, now you come and say, I said the y-intercept is 3,17. 3,17 newtons. And then the x-axis is 5,82 newtons. There you go. This is right angle, triangle. Then this is your resultant force. Now we need to find this resultant force. You say r squared is equals to x squared plus y squared. What is the reason for that? Pythagoras theorem. We use the Pythagoras theorem to find the resultant force. So So your x is 3, x is 5,82 squared plus 3,17 squared. I'm not going to use my calculator. My calculator is not coming okay. So the resultant force that we are going to find is equals to 6,64 newtons. Grade 11, use your calculator properly here. You come and say 4 cos 45 plus 3 is equals to this. Here you say a minus 4 sine 45 plus 6 give you 3.17. Then this 4x, this is for x, and then this is for y. You put it in the y component. Then you use your calculator to calculate here. You find that the final result is 6,64 newtons. They say calculate the resultant force for 8 months. So for doing all this, for knowing that when you come here, you are going to use a negative because of the Cartesian plane. Your Cartesian plane says that it is positive when you go above the x-axis, it's negative when you go below the x-axis, and it is negative when you go towards the left and positive when you go towards the right. I'm talking about the x-axis and the y-axis. Now that this is somewhere below the x-axis, your y here is negative. Right. We come to question number 3. This was question number 1, question number 2, question number 3. Question number 3 reads as follows. Calculate the direction of the resultant force. Okay. Now I'm going to use what we call a trigonometric ratio. The tan theta is equals to opposite over adjacent. The opposite side was y, the adjacent is x. We come at this resultant. This is the resultant that we found from the table as for x and for y. So we are going to take, because it says opposite over adjacent, which is 3,17 divided by 5,82. Which is 3,17 divided by 5,82 newtons. So you use your calculator. Your calculator is going, when you punch your calculator correctly, you are going to get a value of 28,53 degrees. Then you say theta. Those who don't know how to maneuver from here, you check theta, check the trigonometric ratio, and say 10 second function of 3,17 divided by 5,82. You punch tangent second function 3.17 divided by 5,82. You're going to get the answer of 28,53. 28,53 degrees. This is degrees. Now, this is the direction they wanted us to calculate. So you go to your Cartesian plane and check. You see, this was 45 degrees for F3. You see, the 28 degrees is somewhere here. This is north, this is east, this is west, this is south. So your 28 degrees is here. Look, you start by doing this mathematically. You know that this is 0 degrees, this is 90, this is 180, this is 270, this is 360. So at 28 degrees is here, somewhere here. You see, 28 degrees. This is the direction of your resultant force. So what is direction? What is this direction? This is north, this is east. 28 degrees north east, north of east, or this direction. This is a secondary value of this 28 degrees. So this 28 degrees could be that. If you don't want to use 28 degrees, you can use this. You use from 108. So because we're using tangent, so it is going to be 180 degrees plus 28 degrees, which is about 803. 380 degrees. What direction is this? This is west. This is south. Or southwest. So this is going to be southwest. Or northeast. There you go. Grade 11. Continue and grab another question for the forces. You must know that in that forces, you must know that you must define the resultant force. Sometimes they ask define the resultant force, or they say define the forces of equilibrium. What is the definition of the equilibrium force? So there are two. Either you define the resultant force or the equilibrium force. You calculate, they want you to find the resultant. Obviously, they will want the direction. This is all about forces. Thank you very much, grade 11. Please make sure that you grab another question similar to this. Make sure that you practice, and then you are going to be set for life. Thank you very much. I see you in grade 12, and good luck.